All right, so now I'm going to talk about some differences, two major differences between Latin and English. That if you're not aware of these differences, it'll be mighty confusing to approach even a relatively simple Latin text like that in chapter 1 of Ecce Romani. So I want to make you aware of them, and we'll get more familiar with them as we go on. The first big difference in Latin is that there are no articles. Articles in Latin. So what I mean by that, what I mean by article, is we have three of them in English. We have the, a, and an. I'm sure you're fairly familiar with those. What they do is they work with nouns to give us a level of specificity in the nouns. So, for instance, we all know that there's a difference between the White House. We're talking about the specific White House where the president lives, versus a White House where perhaps some guy lives down the street. So there's a difference there, and it's the article that's making that difference. In Latin, we don't have it, so it's a little bit difficult when we have, say, the word puella, like we do in our story in chapter 1, which means girl, as you know or will learn. Does it mean a girl? Does it mean the girl? A specific girl? In order to know that, we really need to look at the context in the story. If a girl's already been mentioned and it refers to puella again, perhaps we know that it's the girl. If it hasn't already mentioned a girl before, we can think that maybe it's just saying there's a girl in the picture is a girl. So you need to kind of use the contextual clues to figure that out. But really, it's a tiny difference, and it's in many ways easier in Latin than it is in English. So a bigger concern is going to be the difference between Latin and English of word order. That means it's like this. In English, we have a very predictable order of words. If we have a sentence, the girl is living in Italy. We can kind of that's a very logical order for those words to be in. We can kind of mix them up and still get the meaning. In Italy, the girl is living. The girl in Italy is living. Maybe we could say, is living the girl in Italy. Is living in Italy the girl. Those are all, you get the meaning, but they don't make as much intuitive sense. They don't make as much immediate sense to you as the girl is living in Italy. So something to get used to in Latin is that you're going to see a different word order. It's not the same intuitive word order. So we actually have this. We have maybe puella in Italia habitat. So that's the same sentence. We have girl, we have is living, and then we have Italy. So the word order is different. Most often, the difference in the word order, especially here in the first chapter, is just that the verb, habitat, is living, is positioned last. We're going to see verbs like, let's see, we see scribit, we see habitat, we see legit, we see seret. Look at the position of those words in their sentences. They always come very close to the end of the sentence. So, and note also that they all end in T. That's a good sign that it's a verb too here for us in this first chapter. But that's going to be something that's going to throw you off because you're going to read the girl in Italy and you're going to say, what is the girl doing in Italy? It's missing that. It's at the end. So sometimes you need to look to the end. And the word order is going to be something that will continue to be vexing throughout our study of Latin, especially as we're just getting used to it. So be prepared for that, but also know that that's supposed to be confusing. The only other thing that I want to call your attention to in this video is this verb est, which is a verb. It means is, as we know. And you'll see that this verb is special because it is not at the end of the sentences, like these other verbs here. So est acts a little bit differently, and you'll gain a sense of how it does that. But in the meantime, this has gone on long enough, so I hope you have a wonderful afternoon or evening, and I'll see you in school. Thanks. Bye.